Hi, and welcome to the Three Cups Full blog. I'm Sharanya Naidu, and this is the blog where we talk about how to live full of love, acceptance, and respect. When you're full on the inside, the outside world reflects it back to you. And we also talk about how to follow our inner voice so that the path of our soul unfolds before us, step by step, by listening to our inner voice. So today I'm talking about January 1st of every single year, but in particular 2018. So January 1st, for so many years of my life, has always been a blur, forgettable. I've just not even remembered what happened on January 1st. But a few years ago, it would have been maybe 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, we had some interstate visitors that were planning to come to Melbourne. And they said, let's catch up. And the only time we could arrange was brunch on January 1st. Which seemed like a crazy, ridiculous idea because who's awake for brunch on January 1st? Certainly not me. But anyway, we did it because we really wanted to see these guys. And so on New Year's Eve, we were very mindful of not having a big night and going to bed too late. Like we wanted to get there in time. We were just really worried that we were not going to wake up in time and get there. We had to get all the way into the city, which is about a half an hour drive. And so anyway, so we had a decent night. It was quiet. It was lovely. Went to bed maybe 12:30. It was fairly early night considering. And we got up the next day and kind of clumsily got up the next day because what's been programmed into me certainly is that January 1st is a write-off day. Like you just stumble your way through it. But we got up and we got dressed and looked decent and found our way into the city. And I expected the city to be asleep. Like I thought there would be some people, stumbling home drunk, and that's all we would see. But I was so shocked. It was bustling. It wasn't crowded, it wasn't packed, but there was a lot of people there. We were near Crown Casino, and so we were along the Yarra Valley Yarra River in Melbourne City, and we were meeting them for brunch in the heart of the city, basically. And so I thought everyone would be asleep, but no, there were so many people there, and there were lots of tourists, and it was really alive and happening and very joyful. And plus, it was a beautiful sunny day in Melbourne, and it was just so gorgeous. It was so gorgeous. And so we met up with our friends, and we had the most beautiful brunch. It was at a lovely place. I also thought that everything was closed on January 1st, but not in the city. That was something I learned. Had an amazing, gorgeous brunch, caught up with our friends, and so this was like 10 o'clock we met up with them. So by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:30, we were done, we were finished. We had breakfast or brunch and we went for a walk, and then we kind of just, it was the end of the visit. And so at about 1:30, we made our way home. And so we were home at 2 o'clock on January 1st, wide awake, thinking, what do we do? What do we do now? And so we just made the most of the day. We went and did a few other things. I think we also went for a walk, just the two of us, and maybe watched a movie by the end of the night. And it was such a full day. And it impacted me so much because that year, January, was full. It sounds bizarre, but the previous years, this is why it impacted me. The previous years, the first few days in the new year were just sleeping in. We were on holidays, sleeping in, stumbling out of bed, having lunch instead of breakfast, and then just recovering and stumbling our way through the first few days. And so I would always joke and say, in the end of the year, I would see December coming, and then suddenly I'd just see January going. So December being the bustle and the rush and the mayhem and the manic month that it is, would just fly. And then January would just be a stumbling block where maybe mid-Jan, end of Jan, I feel like I'm getting my feet into the new year, but it's still very new and fresh and novel. And so I'd really start the year around February. And so I would joke that I would see December come in and then I would see January go in, and those 2 months were just a write-off. And the first year that changed was this year, where we had brunch with our friends on January 1st, and that whole month, every single day. So we woke up early the next day on the 2nd of January, the 3rd of January. That whole first week was full of activity and full days. And it changed the year. It really changed the year. I didn't feel like I was chasing my tail that year. I felt like the year didn't fly. It was very present. It was full of stuff. It didn't feel rushed. It didn't feel like, oh my gosh, it's already June and how can it be June? This year's flown. You know, that rhetoric just didn't happen that year. And so I'm very mindful to do it deliberately again this year. Last year, I think we just fell off the wagon a bit. And so 2017 did feel very fast. It felt like it just zoomed by. And so just wanted to share with you that this year, 2018, January 1st, I am going to book something out. I don't know what it is, but it needs to be something that can't be cancelled. You know, there's like other people, there's accountability. People are going to be waiting for you at the other end of it. Or, you know, you've spent money on something. Maybe you're going to gold class movies or something that you don't want to waste. And so you have to get there. And there's a time that it's designated for. So I'm going to book something in on January 1st and make the most of that first day of the year and kind of hit the ground running, like get my feet wet day one and then let the year unfold from there. So if you feel inclined to join me, please do. It really changed everything for me when it happened a few years ago. It made me really appreciate the new year. It didn't feel like it was a blur, like I was stumbling into the new year. I felt like I was really present for the new year. Like I experienced the first day of the year and the second day of the year and the first week of the year. I experienced it. I had a lot of good times and deliberate experiences, and it was fantastic. Now, I think people out there, I'm assuming people with children out there already know this secret because you're awake always early. Sleep-ins don't happen, I've been told, when you're a parent. So I think there are people out there that already know this secret, but I am new to it, and I think it's a really well-kept secret. And so it's nice to be in on that kind of side of life where people are enjoying the 1st of January, the first day of the year. And also you have all the time and the relaxation to really enjoy it. And to be mindful about the way you spend the first week of the year. You're not tired, you're not hungover, you're not kind of stumbling your way through the first few days. You're really present. And see that first week and that first month as a gift. So join me on January 1st and book something in around, let's not be crazy, let's not do too early, let's not do 6, 7 o'clock. Let's maybe do 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the day, where you've got to be dressed and awake and out in nature, somewhere in life, and meeting the year, greeting it with a, hey, hands wide open, I'm here, let's go, let's do this thing. Let's have an adventure and be diving deep from day one. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining me in 2018. It's amazing to have you along with this 3 cups full journey and seeing where it takes us and how it unfolds in the year ahead. If you enjoyed the video and you haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe to the blog at 3cupsfull.com.au. And if you found the message helpful and you want to get other people in on this January 1st secret that I was in the dark ages for many, many years, then share it with your friends. That's it for me for today. I will see you all next time. Bye for now. Bum 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 bum.